It's 2 in the morning. The city outside your window is quiet, save for a distant truck on the highway. You sit at your chicken table staring at a lukewarm mug of black coffee. Your phone sits face down beside your elbow. It hasn't buzzed in 3 hours. You want to reach out to someone, but your fingers freeze over the screen before you even unlock it. There is a silent contract you signed a long time ago, a deal made in the quiet corners of your mind. You traded the risk of getting hurt for the cold safety of standing entirely alone. We tell ourselves we want closeness. We read about it, watch movies about it, talk about it over drinks. But when real human weight steps into the room, we quietly pull the emergency brake. We don't usually run away screaming. We do it subtly. We slip into specific roles, defensive routines polished over years, designed to keep everyone's at arm length while looking completely normal on the surface. The first mask is the easiest to wear. You know this one well. It's the quick joke, the dry side eye, the rapid fire sarcasm that deflects the serious question before it even lands. Call it the defensive ironist. Someone asks how you're really doing after a hard week, and you throw out a clever punchline. The room laughs, you win the moment, but the truth stays buried. Sarcasm is an incredible shield. If nothing is serious, nothing can cut you. If you turn your own pain into a joke before anyone else can touch it, you stay in control. The cost is intellectual isolation. You build a circle of friends who love your quick wit and sharp comments, but not a single person in that room knows what keeps you awake at 3 in the morning. When actual life lands a heavy blow, when grief, failure, or plain exhaustion hits, you look around and realize you built an audience, not a sanctuary. You are totally alone in a crowded room. Then there's a second strategy. This one feels like motion, like high energy, like living life to the fullest. But under the hood, it's just another way to avoid sitting still. The novelty addict mistakes calm for boredom. The moment a relationship settles into a steady, quiet rhythm, the moment the initial fireworks fade into routine, you feel a sudden panic into your chest. You tell yourself the spark is gone. You pack your bags, change your hobbies, or swipe for someone new. You need the high of a fresh beginning because a fresh beginning asks nothing deep of you. A real connection isn't a series of electric shocks. A real connection is quiet. It looks like sitting on a couch reading separate books while the rain hits the glass. That quiet terrifies you. So you step onto the treadmill. You collect intense, short term sparks, burning through people like cheap candles. Every 3 months, you reset the clock and start over with someone who doesn't know your history. Where does that road end? You end up with a long trail of broken connections and an escalating need for higher stimulation just to feel human. Peace starts to look like a threat. The third archetype is quieter. It doesn't run around looking for excitement. It just refuses to anchor down anywhere. Psychologists call it the eternal youth. You live your life provisionally. You keep your lease short. You keep your career options open. You tell yourself that committing to one person, one city, or one path is a trap that will destroy your freedom. You look at people who built stable lives and you feel a quiet superiority. You think, I haven't tied myself down, but while you preserve your options, time keeps moving at the same exact speed. You keep your options open so long that 10 years pass without building anything that outlasts the week. You preserve your complete freedom only to realize that freedom without depth is just drifting. It stings to realize that by refusing to choose a door, the hallway itself becomes your permanent room, an empty space where nothing grows because nothing ever was planted in the soil. And then there is the fourth guard post, the Flaw Hunter. This is the most intellectual defense of them all, because it feels like higher standards, not fear. You meet someone good, they are kind, steady, and interested in you. But within 3 weeks, your eyes start searching the edges for defects. You zero in on the smallest detail. They chew too loudly. They laugh at the wrong moment. They don't share your exact taste in records. You magnify that tiniest spot until it fills the whole frame, giving you a valid reason to leave. You convince yourself you haven't met the right person yet. You use perfectionism as a shield. If no one can pass your test, you never have to take the risk of being known. Perpetual waiting feels safe. You sit high on your tower, looking down at the messy, flawed relationship of others, proud that you haven't settled for anything less than ideal. But perfectionism is just fear in a tailored suit. It keeps you clean, it keeps you unbothered, and keeps you permanently standing on the outside of life, looking in through glass. Look at these four paths: the witty protector, the thrill chaser, the eternal wanderer, the perfectionist. Different behaviors, but they all serve the exact same master, the terror of vulnerability. To let someone truly see you means giving them the map to your weakest points. They might drop it, they might use it. That thought makes your breath short and your jaw tight. So you make the trade. You choose safety over connection. You choose absolute control over the unpredictable risk of being cared for by a real, flawed human being. Nobody is going to force you to change this. Nobody is coming to break down your door and drag you into intimacy. The world will let you stay safe for as long as you want. You can live your entire life behind these armor plates. You can die with a perfect record, never rejected, never embarrassed, never caught unprepared. It is a completely viable way to survive. The only question is whether survival is enough for you, because safety comes at a fixed price, and that price is paid in depth, in warmth, and in knowing you were truly met. Dropping the mask doesn't mean giving a dramatic speech or changing your life overnight. It looks like a small, quiet moments where you choose not to pull back when things get real. It looks like answering "How are you?" with the honest sentence instead of a punchline. It looks like staying on the couch when the conversation turns quiet instead of looking for an exit. It stings when a genuine moment falls flat. It hurts when you offer something real and the other person doesn't know how to hold it. That is the price of admission. The coffee in your mug is cold now. The clock on the microwave says 2:14. Tomorrow morning, you will wake up and walk back out into a world full of people doing the same dance. You can keep the armor on. It keeps you safe, but it keeps you separate. The road you choose next and the price you are willing to pay, it's entirely yours. Sit with that for a minute, then turn off the light and get some sleep.